11 podcasts, more than 10 hours, and one sentence that changes everything. Compute equals revenue. That was the through line this week. Not AI as a toy, not AI as a feature, AI as industrial infrastructure. The chips, energy, networks, capital, and workflows that determine who wins. NVIDIA says demand has gone parabolic. Karpathy picks Anthropic's pre-training team. Peter Diamandis says SpaceX is not a rocket company. Jordi Visser says Bitcoin could be setting up for a summer breakout. Benioff says classic SaaS is structurally dead. And Google just made it obvious that agentic workflows are coming for everything. So let's connect the dots. This is Ask Lucky, Entrepreneurial Alpha, 10 hours of podcasts so you don't have to. Start with Jensen Huang, because NVIDIA just posted what may be the greatest quarter in semiconductor history. His line was simple: demand has gone parabolic. And not because chatbots are cute, because agentic AI consumes dramatically more compute than simple prompt and response systems. Here's the key mental model. Compute is no longer an IT expense. Compute is a production input. Tokens become products, products become revenue, which means compute equals revenue. NVIDIA isn't just selling GPUs anymore. They're expanding across CPUs, networking, memory architecture, full-stack systems, and photonics. They're trying to own every choke point in the AI factory. If you're building an AI business, stop modeling compute like office software. It's not overhead, it's cost of goods sold. Next bombshell. Karpathy joined Anthropic's pre-training team. Think about how wild that is. Co-founder of OpenAI, former Tesla AI chief, one of the most respected teachers and builders in the entire field. And he chose Anthropic. That is not a normal hire, that's a signal flare. It says Anthropic is becoming the platform that attracts the highest conviction technical talent. If Karpathy helps improve pre-training quality, then every product built on Claude gets a free upgrade over time. Better reasoning, better coding, better base model behavior, better leverage for everyone building on top. Entrepreneurial Alpha. If you're choosing an ecosystem, there is a strong case to double down on Claude right now. Follow the talent, follow the compute, follow the compounding. Peter Diamandis said it perfectly on CNBC. SpaceX is not a rocket company. The rocket is the delivery mechanism. The business is infrastructure. Starship changes the equation because it could be 10 to 100 times more capable than what came before. And once launch cost collapses, all kinds of second-order businesses become possible. Orbital manufacturing, orbital data centers, global connectivity, energy distribution, defense logistics, autonomous supply chains. The really crazy idea? Data centers in orbit. No local zoning fights, no neighborhood opposition, no terrestrial land constraint. Different power and thermal assumptions, massive regulatory questions, yes, but also massive upside if even part of the thesis works. And now Anthropic is renting Colossus 1 from SpaceX. So SpaceX isn't just transport, it's becoming access infrastructure for the AI economy. Now move from physical infrastructure to capital infrastructure. Strategy holds 818,334 Bitcoin, roughly 4% of the entire Bitcoin supply. But the bigger point is what Saylor is building around it. STRC crossed a $10 billion market cap. The yield is around 11.25%, and the semi-monthly dividend vote deadline is June 8th. So if you're a holder, vote. One of the most important stats from the week. STRC funded roughly 77,000 Bitcoin purchases in 2026 versus only about 8,000 Bitcoin from all US ETF inflows combined. Strategy is creating digital capital faster than the ETF complex. Saylor's vision is tokenization, investors being able to shop for yield across Bitcoin-backed instruments. Entrepreneurial Alpha. Bitcoin is not just a treasury asset, it's becoming financial infrastructure. Mark Benioff came on All In and basically said the quiet part out loud. Classic SaaS is structurally dead. Why? Because AI agents don't want to stare at dashboards. They want to do the work. Static reports, seat-based pricing, endless tabs, manual workflows, that's the old stack. In the new stack, the winning product owns context, workflow, permissions, distribution, and the moment of action. The interface layer still matters, but only if it helps the agent complete real tasks. This is the mistake a lot of founders are making right now. They build a thin chatbot wrapper and call it AI native. That's not enough. The winners will build systems that actually execute. Write the draft, reconcile the numbers, move the ticket, file the form, escalate the case, close the loop. Entrepreneurial Alpha. Don't build wrappers around models. Build agents that own a workflow. Now for the macro check, because not everything is pure euphoria. Jordi Visser's warning is that rates may stay higher for longer, the AI hardware trade may be overextended, and supply gluts, especially in semis and memory, can hit faster than people expect. That's a real risk. Great narratives don't repeal inventory cycles, so Jordi is shifting attention toward hard assets: silver, copper, gold, and Bitcoin. Silver is especially interesting because it's both a monetary metal and a core industrial input for solar and electrification. His broader message is the one founders and investors need to hear. Stress test your assumptions for a world with no rate cuts. Don't assume cheap capital is coming back on schedule. Yes, there may be a Bitcoin summer breakout, but the setup still has to survive the macro tape. Anthony Pompliano dropped one of the cleanest frames of the week. 98.6% of crypto is dead. Not sleeping, not consolidating, dead. His claim is that Bitcoin is the only crypto asset that truly matters at scale. You can disagree at the margins, but the broader point is hard to ignore. Most tokens are not durable products. They're marketing artifacts. At the same time, Pomp launched an AI CFO called Sylvia for ProCap Financial. That part matters just as much as the Bitcoin argument, because it shows real-world AI replacing white-collar finance work, not hypothetically, not in a lab, but in production. Entrepreneurial Alpha. If you want to build in this cycle, professional services is a massive target. Finance, legal, compliance, operations, anywhere expensive humans repeat structured cognitive work, an AI agent business can win. Google I/O made one thing unmistakable: the Agentic Era is here. Gemini 3.5, Project Aura smart glasses, Antigravity as an agentic platform, Ask YouTube as conversational search, cross-product assistance. It's all moving in one direction. The distinction that matters now is not AI-powered versus non-AI. It's AI-powered versus AI-native. That gap is about to become existential. Once users get used to systems that reason across tools, maintain context, and complete multi-step actions, they won't want to go back to dumb interfaces and static software. Agentic workflows are the next computing paradigm, the same way mobile once was, and cloud once was. If your product roadmap still treats AI like a feature checkbox, you're already behind. Now put all of this together. SpaceX is access infrastructure, NVIDIA is compute infrastructure, Strategy is Bitcoin capital infrastructure, Anthropic is model and talent infrastructure, AI agents are workflow infrastructure. Different sectors, same pattern. The companies compounding the most value are the ones that own a bottleneck others must build on. If you control compute, everyone rents from you. If you control capital rails, everyone raises through you. If you control launch, bandwidth, or energy, everyone routes through you. If you control workflow execution, everyone operates inside your product. That is the deeper synthesis from this week's podcast stack. Infrastructure isn't just support anymore. Infrastructure is strategy. So here are the 3 takeaways. 1. Compute is production. Model it as cost of goods sold, not overhead. 2. Build agents that own workflows, not wrappers around models. 3. Infrastructure bottlenecks. Energy, networking, trust, capital, compliance are the next major investment frontier. My net read this week: bullish AI infrastructure, bullish Bitcoin as digital capital, cautious on macro timing. In other words, the long-term direction still looks obvious, but the path is probably going to stay volatile. That means founders should build with discipline, and investors should know which bottlenecks actually matter. That's your entrepreneurial alpha for the week. The $2 trillion rocket, the summer breakout setup, the talent shift to Anthropic, the death of classic SaaS, and the rise of agentic infrastructure as the real battleground. If this helped you connect the dots, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. Links to every source video are below. I'm Lucky. See you Thursday.